welcome back for another reading. I have been so called to do yet another reading. I actually wanted to do it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. For those of you who are new, because there's a load of you guys who are new, welcome. My name's Naraini. I do not post as regularly as I have been posting recently. I've really been called to do so. I'm not taking personal readings at the moment. I've also been called to start doing those soon. I don't think I'm going to get time to until not next week, but the week after that. So please bear with me because I know some of you guys want readings. Today, what I wanted to do was a divine feminine reading, and essentially what it is a karmic reading for the divine feminine. But whenever I say karmic, whether it's for divine masculine, divine feminine, don't think of it as the karmic partner. It's very much in a traditional kind of meaning of the word karma. It's your habits. It's anything that has you stuck. It's anything that has you in an unconscious kind of cycle or pattern that you feel like you can't break out of. And it could very well be a person that you're with. It could very well be a job. It could be members of your family that you have these negative kind of repeating patterns with, and anything that's making you feel trapped and stuck, etc., etc. So it's going to be very general, and because this is a general reading, and it's up to you what you take and what you leave. But there are going to be messages for a lot of people. And I've already meditated over the cards, prayed over the cards, cleared them, set them out. I've got some very special cards for you as well in terms of the oracle. And for those of you guys who have been following from me for a long time, you'll know that I used to live in Japan. I found this very unusual oracle deck, which is Gods and Goddesses of Japan. And this is the first time I'm using them, I think, but I'm pulling something for you guys from there as an advice. And I've also got a couple of Archangel Michael cards. And there is a very central theme, and it's about, for the divine feminine, it's about believing. Some of you guys might be in relationships with other people, with karmic partners, if you want to call them karmic partners or soulmates or whatever. Or it could be you've had complex relationships, like I said, with jobs, with family members, and very powerful influences in your life, basically. One of the most powerful influences in your life right now. It could have been going back a really long time. Anything that you feel affects your karma, let's put it that way. That, I think, is the best introduction that I could give to how this reading will relate to you. Oh my God, what the heck? Sorry, excuse bits of fluff in my reading. How it is basically is the top line is how this karmic influence, this karmic person, this karmic relationship, because it is a relationship, how it's doing in general, or how it or they are doing in general. So say you're it's a romantic partner, how they are in their life right now, and the same applies if it's a family member or if it's a colleague or whatever it is. You can apply it, use your own discretion and discernment and discrimination to apply everything that I'm saying to your own life. So this is how that person or thing is doing in its own existence. This is how it relates to you, it or they relate to you. This line is how you relate to it. And this line at the bottom here, which you can't really see that well, but I'll show you the cards, is how you are doing in yourself at the moment. So the two big themes for both the karmic situation and for you is it's coming to a conclusion. It's coming to the end of a cycle. It's coming to, the end of an era and the start of a new... It's all about endings and new beginnings. So essentially for the karmic person, where they are right now is there is a moving away. There is definitely a movement with the Six of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is an established way of being. If you look at the card, it's very traditional. It's very ceremonial, and it's very established. Like, look at this. This is like a really long history. And it's kind of, there's a reevaluation of it going on. And from this reevaluation, there is a moving away. So this Six of Swords, it's movement, and it's a moving away from an established way of being. So it's very much breaking up these patterns. And that's going to cause a new beginning. This card has been coming up a lot, and it's to do with, it's obviously the sun. It's to do with illumination, but it's also to do with Leo season. And this is very much things coming to light, things auspiciously moving for the better. So where there was a lot of darkness, you're moving away from the darkness towards the light. And it's very much kind of new beginnings. You can see this little baby here, powerfully moving forward on this white horse. And the point of that is to stop the tower the tower moments that have been happening. It's to kind of create stability. It's to manifest a new foundation, that's much more aligned with the new era that we're moving into. So it's almost like this tower moment for many of the karmic, the people, situations, etc., relationships, the soulmates, the family members, the whatever. It's a new beginning. It's getting away from whatever doesn't work anymore, the old way of being, and it's manifesting something new. So it could very well mean breakups. It could mean I am seeing breakups. I'm seeing people breaking up for something better. Everyone kind of knows that something better is there, and this is the right thing to do. And it could be a breakup or a job ending, or it could just be a situation ending and staying in the same relationship but having a new beginning. For example, for many people it could be a new way of viewing relationships with an ex. Even if you have a very significant ex, there'll be improvements in that relationship. Where there used to be lots of tower moments, it's working out a way of being that's much more in line with higher principles, with a sunnier outlook, something more cheerful, something more friendly. And this is very true for family relationships as well. It's about healing the negative relationships, manifesting something, a much better way of being and a much better way of looking at it, reframing the whole thing so that it could be a lot more sunny and positive and light, etc. So there are conflicts, and it could be disagreements. It could be also lots of different options of how to go about improving the situation and looking at the situation. That's kind of how they are viewing their relationship with you. It's a little bit turbulent. But with the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Swords, it's definitely a step up. This is independence and strength, and also abundance as well. And this is the King of Swords. This is a very regal card, and it's very much to do with balancing out both masculine and feminine, like both people, both it's kind of like a reflection of both individuals, both situations, both ends of the stick, you and the other person, reflected within each other, or both are going to be, it's kind of like, basically it's integration. It's a sense of both people are going to, the way that the karmic situation especially sees it, like this person or this situation is definitely improving and seeing a bit of the light. And what's happening is they can see that both you and them are going to improve from whatever it is that happens. The outcome is going to be best for both people. And they're also seeing a Ten of Cups. Again, this is a completion, but this is a completion of old ways of being, but it's also moving into better things, and it's also seeing what it is that they really, really want, what everybody really, really wants. How can I kind of put that a little bit better? It's a rosy outcome for it's the best possible outcome for your current situation. That's what they want. So I'm also hearing making the most of what it is that you have. This is, it's a lovely house, but it's also quite a simple house. It's a house alone in the country. It's not like a huge castle or palace, surrounded by fortresses and full of massive, it's not like the King of Cups or Queen of Cups card, it's very, it's just enough. It's contentment. It's a peaceful resolution. It's resolution. That's the word that I was looking for. That's coming through. It's finding the best resolution and the best outcome for everyone involved in this situation. That's what they can see. They can improve a lot from it and create good things for you, from that as well. Now, how you feel towards the situation is actually a little bit more complicated. I'm also hearing with a lot of these karmic situations, they've had those tower moments. So they've got a lot of they've got, 3 major arcanas in that top line. While as for you, it's not so many major arcanas, but it's you've got quite a few reversals. And what this means with the Princess of Swords in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse, there's a sense of boredom. There's a sense of, I want to say, kind of really thinking about this and stressing about it a lot. That's leaving. So you're actually letting go of a lot of things. This is very much a sense of letting go of things that were keeping you blocked. Like you've set them free, you've released them. Especially if you were keeping tabs. I don't want to say keeping tabs, but with this Princess of Swords, which is the equivalent of the Page of Swords, if you were holding on to any kind of dissatisfaction, boredom, if you were not obsessing, but looking over things, paying a lot of attention to social media, and just giving it a lot of your thoughts, that's going. You've got the Queen of Wands. This is kind of the Divine Feminine reflection of the Sun card here. It's very much a total energetic reset. It's what I get from this with the green is new starts. With the yellow, it's very much a burning away of, this is a suit of fire as well. She's the queen of the suit of fire. She's burning away all the old karma, essentially. A lot of these old patterns are going, and this sunflower is kind of dying in a way, and it's kind of fading away. And as its petals fall, it's going to pave way for the seeds to ripen and new things to come through, and the start of a new cycle, and lots of growth, lots of potential. And this cat is signifying protection, and also she's very comfortable with her shadow self, so a lot of resolution coming from that. And I'm also hearing resolution with things from the past. It's almost like she's tamed the cat. This was like a feral cat that was running around, running amok all over the place, and now it's very comfortable, and she's very comfortable with it. So this is maybe to do with the past, making peace with the past, with childhood stuff, with things that you maybe even can't remember. But this is almost like a symbol for the way that the karmic situation has been affecting you in the past. Like I'm reminded of that Carl Jung quote where it's, things that well, I'm going to paraphrase it really badly, but he was basically saying, and Carl Jung is the father of modern psychology, pretty much. Freud was the grandfather of modern psychology, and his protege, Jung, is considered the father of modern psychology. And he was basically saying the things that you don't understand will control you, and you'll call it fate until you understand what it is. Loads of you are going to be letting go of things that you were holding on to through fear and obsessing over a little bit, and wasting time over, and it wasn't making you feel good. You might not feel the change on a conscious level, but it's happening on an energetic level, on a subtle level. There is a much needed renewal, and it's like the solar energy is really, really going to feed you as well. That's like a really odd thing to say. Get out in the sunshine in moderation, open the windows during the day and let the sunlight come in. It's going to really help you. Like our first nutrient is sunlight. Everything that we get is from the sun, all of our energy. Mentally, you might not know what to do. You are going to come into, what is going to happen is subconsciously a lot of this stuff is going to start coming into balance. So for many of you, it might not feel particularly easy right now, but that's because things are changing. You're coming up to that state of resolving a lot of these things, and while that is happening, it might feel like you might need to find your balance. That's what I will say from that, because there is, I'm still feeling like a sense of going back to the twin flame. I know this is to do with the karmic energies around, but there's still regret. Many people are feeling like the twin flame thing is not going to happen for them. There's a lot of questioning whether it will or whether it won't, and I'll park that for a little while, because when it comes to the Archangel Michael cards, you know, this will be addressed. But many people are looking back in regret. They're thinking, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen. Like, this blood has been spilled from these cups, and you're thinking, can you ever be the Queen of Pentacles? Can it ever happen for you in the physical? You know, this is like an anxiety for many people at the moment, and it's actually an important thing to face. What I'm really getting is that it's an important thing to face. The future, this could also be, if it's not the twin flame, you're thinking, how can I deal with these physical relationships with these people? It could be a partner you're with right now. It could be family relationships. It could be work situations. It's how can I be abundant? How can I deal with them in a good way? How can I get over the problems that I've been having with them in the physical, because so much other stuff has happened? Like, it's almost like it's been gone beyond repair. So that's something that many of you are having to resolve at the moment, but on an energetic level, that is happening. It definitely is happening, and you are going to be all right. But park that, because it's very important that you explore those concerns that you're having, and those thoughts that you're having, and those regrets and all the rest of it, those emotions. It's important that they get acknowledged and integrated. So that's how you're feeling towards this karmic situation at the moment. There is a lot going on below the surface of your own being, energetically and subconsciously, mentally as well. You want to get away from the conflict. You want to get away from this Five of Swords, kind of the constant change, the upheavals, the lack of stability. That's something that you very, very firmly want to leave in the past. And you're also sick of waiting. You're really, really sick of waiting around for a change, for something to happen, waiting for the right moment. I feel like this is at the crux of what you're going through at the moment. And it's the King of Pentacles, and it's the Lovers. So for many of you, it's kind of making a choice. It's really making a choice. And this is actually the twin flame. It's like, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Because you feel that it's not going to happen. You feel like, and if it's actually kind of a work situation or a family situation, it could be to do with male relatives of yours as well. For some of you, it's a very general reading, so it's going to be different messages for different people. But you are at a point where you are going to need to make a choice, and you want a certain something to happen. And it's like, how can you get it? How can that happen? Divine intervention is also at play here with this angel that was in that Lovers card. And it's very much, with the Lovers, it's very much about acting. Let me just take these two cards again. This guy is also making a very heartfelt physical offering. And this is very much about just coming from a place of love and a place of forgiveness. Here, it's kind of the energy that I'm getting from the Lovers card is you've got to find that divine aspect within yourself to really be accepting of and receptive to what it is that you want, but also to be able to give what it is that you want to receive at the same time as well. It's almost like digging deep, and there's a lot of forgiveness that I'm feeling from that Lovers card. You have to almost be like the divine. You have to rise above the sort of the I don't want to say the human aspect, because we have so much potential as humans, but the lower aspects of, you know, feeling sorry for yourself or feeling like a vulnerable victim. You have to find the inner power to rise above and ascend, be the better person, to be forgiving. And that's when you can get, that's what is going to pave the way for good things to come your way as well. For like all of the rewards to come, you have to kind of rise up to be a divine, to really touch the divinity within yourself, to forgive those karmic people who maybe they haven't given you what it is that you want. You have to still, and you haven't got what you want, what you think you deserve from work or whatever. But it's about finding it within yourself to be stronger and to accept it. It's a lot of integration. It's a lot of like try and find forgiveness and love for the situations that are there. So because you have the capacity within yourself to do it. Now, this is slightly, unfortunately, many of you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the moment, and it's like that's because the wheel is turning. There is very much a sense of revolution with this card, with the wheel. You might feel like you're at the bottom of the wheel right now with this Five of Swords in reverse as well. But you are very much, don't forget that things, if it does feel like a dark time for you right now, things are very much about to go on the up, because it is the end of the era. This is the Ten of Pentacles. This is the end of the era of feeling like that. And this is a taste of what's to come. Just like this Ten of Cups is like a taste of what's to come. Things are going to look up very much in the physical world for you right now. So interestingly, at the bottom of the deck was, for you guys, was the Ten of Wands. So you might be feeling burdened. You may well be feeling burdened, but it's the end. It's the conclusion of that kind of tough period in life for you guys. And the karmics have actually got, the karmic situation or whatever has actually got the World. So this is very much an ending as well. And that's been reflected in so many different ways and very powerfully. So I feel personally that the divine is very much stepping in for these divine, these karmic situations in your life. And for the family situations, things are going to improve. They have the possibility to improve, and they have the possibility to very much come to an end with the bad things. And relationships too. If anyone's in a karmic relationship, yeah, it could be the end of that. Karmic relationships with exes of yours that are still in your life, like maybe you have children with these people or whatever, and maybe if things were difficult, resolution is coming, and improvements in the situations are definitely coming with that. And it could feel like, for you guys, it could feel one way. It could feel very, very burdened at the moment, but definitely know that the time is going to come when you can definitely put those burdens down. I pulled out an Archangel Michael card for the Divine Feminines, for you all listening, and the card that you got is this: decide to be happy now. This is such a powerful message. It's one of the best pieces of advice you can get. It's one of the most powerful pieces of advice that you can get right now. So do decide to be happy right now. And you can read what the prayer says. It's: thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I am now willing to see all of the goodness in my life. This ties in beautifully, of course, with what I was saying with the Lovers card. This is essentially what you have to do. You have to decide to be happy now. Decide to make the most of the situation that you're in at the moment. And yeah, thank God and the angels and whoever you call on, the divine, for helping, say thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I'm now willing to see all of the goodness in my life. This is what is going to be the catalyst to really bring in this King of Pentacles. That's what's going to be the charm that you need. And at the bottom of the deck, I'm going to read you this one as well, which is believe and trust, because it fits in so perfectly. And the prayer is: before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. That's lovely, because that ties in with this card here. A lot of things are happening with the subconscious. So this prayer will really, really help with resolving all of these subconscious things very, very quickly. So it will help this whole, there's a lot of tens in this reading. There's 3 tens, so 3 of the 4 tens in the deck are in this reading. So this will really help with that. So before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage, and confidence. And it's believe and trust. Now I want to read you the final very special card from this deck, which is only available in Japan. And the card that you got is Shinatsuhiko no Kami. Please, anyone who's Japanese, please excuse my horrendous pronunciation of that. I used to be able to speak Japanese. I've forgotten most of it, unfortunately. Anyway, so what Shinatsuhiko no Kami has to say to you is: on this wind I deliver to you my message. The information you seek is heading your way, Hone your senses, stretch out your antenna, and be sure to catch what comes. Messages may arrive in the casual words of a friend or in music as it reaches your ear. Information brings with it courage, and courage yields confidence. The wind blowing your way will carry your fortune swiftly to new heights. Again, the antenna. I always see the Two of Swords as antenna to me. So it's very much about honing your senses. That's always been what this card has been about to me, and that's reflected perfectly in this card right here. So I'll read you the messages again. On this wind I create, I deliver to you my message. The information you seek is heading your way. Hone your senses, stretch out your antenna, and be sure to catch what comes. Messages may arrive in the casual words of a friend or in music as it reaches your ear. Information brings with it courage, and courage yields confidence. The wind blowing your way will carry your fortune swiftly to new heights. Again, it's very much about... you will get this. It's so important that you believe and trust, because it will come your way. So yeah, believe and trust, like the Archangel Michael card said as well. Now I'll read you the rest of the message just once, which is a slightly longer message. A wind blows your way. It is filling your sails, ready to carry you to great heights. It brings good fortune. Success awaits. Shinatsuhiko no Kami is a wind god. Wind is divine breath. Wind is your link to the gods and carries upon it their divine word, in other words, the information you need. Typhoons and tornadoes are another aspect of wind, representing immeasurable power. Information is a source of strength that gives you courage and confidence to challenge the unknown. This card could indicate that you have trouble believing in yourself. The wind generated by Shinatsuhiko no Kami carries upon it a message reassuring you that it is okay to trust yourself. Again, believe and trust. If you lack the courage to take the first step forward, ask him for support. Go outside and feel the energy of the wind on your cheek. Just like I said, like, go, enjoy the sunshine as well. This card also advises you to spread your sails and communicate with as many people as possible. Have frequent discussions. The presence of wind means energy is able to flow. When wind flow is disrupted, energy weakens. Is the wind able to pass freely through your house or office? Like I said, open those windows. Piles of junk or unused items hinder the passage of wind that brings good fortune. Make sure Shinatsuhiko no Kami is able to reach you. Look around at your space and select at least 3 things to throw out. When you feel a wind, be sure to catch what's on it. If you are planning a journey by sea or by air, you are in luck. It will be a safe trip. Shinatsuhiko no Kami may even arrange for you an unexpected meeting. So those are your messages for today, even for now, Divine Feminines. So definitely, if you're feeling a little bit kind of overburdened, just know that it's the end of a cycle. Very much better things are coming. Stretch out your antennae, believe in what's coming, and be very perceptive of messages that may come to you from people around you, from songs, from the ether, from media, from your guides as well, and also discern what's good and what's for you. So looks like I might be back with another message in a day or two. In the meantime, loads of love to all of you guys. And again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for the messages, and I will definitely, I'm in the process of sorting stuff out at the moment. I will be back more regularly. Miss you guys loads. Lots of love. Bye.